Well, that was rude. W- Did they just really cut them off in mid sentence? Come on, IG. What happened to the countdown? What happened to the countdown? What's up, Groovy? Did they really just cut them off like that? It didn't even give me a countdown this time. It just cut off. That was highly rude. I'm hopefully they could come back. Sorry about that, people. Sorry, people. I don't. IG didn't even give me a countdown this time. It just cut them off completely. That was rude. It didn't even give me a countdown. That's me out. that was uh, that was so rude. Hold on, let me get them back. Let me send them an invite. That was rude. That was really rude. That was so ignorant. Sorry about that. That was IG.
IG not wanting us to be great again.
Because usually it gives you a countdown to let you know when it's going to end, but it didn't do it this time. I was like,
up to no good.
What the hell? That was rude. I'm sorry. I don't want y'all to think I didn't end the live feed. I was like this motherfucker cut this off. I'm like, no, I didn't do it. That was rude.
It's all right.
We're sorry, people. That was IG fault.
Sorry about that. IG's trashing sometimes.
And we was on a question. The question that you was explaining about reporting the racist people online.
Oh yeah, report them. Report those people. Make sure you report those people. They need the analytics for that. They really need those analytics to say that this percentage are reported because of racism, and then we can do better with that kind of things, you know. Because on our panel talks, we talk about statistics a lot. So when we say, especially, you know, you get those certain people in the crowd like, oh, gaming isn't racist because blah. I'm just like,
what game do you play? I want to play that
game. Then we could say, actually, this many percentage of people reported on that game, that many percentage. Then you can just hit people with facts. Because some people, they don't want to know about your kumbaya story about, oh, this person was racist to me online. They don't want to know about that. They want to know this fact, that fact, that fact. And that's what we do with our panels. We do our in real life, our own experiences, but then we also hit them with the actual facts. So this is the fact of the situation. There's this many BAME people involved. There's this many this people. There's this many black people employed. These are facts. This is not my opinion.
It's undisputable.
It's undisputed. So that's why we need those. That's why we need those people reporting it, that they were racist, that they were sexist, that they were this. So we can use those statistics and say,
you need to change.
Do better.
What's up?
Yeah. So that's why it's important.
We had some other questions, but the last live feed ended, so I can't remember. Okay, the other question I remember, it was, what game were you excited that you brought, but it let you down?
Anthem. Yeah. Anthem.
Or as in, like, when it comes to, like, what, like...
Anthem. There's only one answer to that question, and it's Anthem.
I warned you, didn't I, though? I told you. I warned you.
Anthem did me so dirty. It did. I pre-ordered it as well. And I'm like,
what?
Where's the rest? Where's
the rest of the game?
It looks like this, all what you saw in the trailer was the whole game. The trailer was, you know, when you like, it's just, where's the game? And you're very confused, and it was just like, why did I do that? Never again, never again.
I warned you, didn't I?
Anthem did me dirty. They did me so dirty, and I was just like, I won't play a game. I won't pre-order a game unless I see some gameplay, yeah? Because I'm sick and tired of these trailers. And they're like these pretty nice little trailers. And you get swept up. Well, that's a really nice trailer. I need some playthroughs.
What? Who do you sound like? You sound like me, don't you? Because I made this exact same argument 4 years ago when the gaming industry wanted to get into that DLC nonsense. So the game that let me down was Evolve because I really love Evolve. Evolve was lit. It was basically a PvPvE, where it's like you're dropped on an island with a monster who's controlled by a player, and it's also is the biggest gaming scam ever.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah. And you're dropped on an island, but they kept on releasing DLC after DLC. So I was like, so the full game was £50, but the DLCs were like £20 each. So it's like by the end of it, I'm spending like £120. I'm like, you know what? Give me that bill up front. Tell me that this game will cost you £125.
Yes, exactly.
Tell me that. Don't tell me £50. I get bread, and then you give me tomato sauce. You give me cheese and say, oh, here's the pizza that you were promised. And I'm like, so what about the pepperoni? So
Hello.
nah, don't do that to me. So I hate DLCs.
Well, yeah. Some DLCs, I think, it's kind of problematic. Some DLCs in terms of games, because you release a game, a full game allegedly, and then 2 weeks later there's a DLC. But why wasn't that DLC part of the actual game? Or you release a game and then there are characters blocked out. Yeah. So
By
you know those characters
it's a paywall.
are there. But you have to pay for them. But you bought the game for £50. So why on earth am I buying? I can see that character is there. The character is right behind that dark screen. Why is the character?
Sometimes they're disrespectful. Sometimes not even a dark screen. It's like a silhouette, and you can actually see the character, so you know what's coming up. It's like, yo,
it doesn't make any sense.
No,
and that's the part that's ruining the gaming industry, because you're now not releasing a full game. You know, you're releasing a partial game. It's like going to a restaurant and you've ordered a whole meal. And then
they bring you bread.
They bring you part of the meal. And if you want extra, no, I want the full meal. And then if I want, I'll pay for dessert. That's how it used to be. That's what DLC is supposed to be. You have the full meal, then, oh, I feel like dessert. You know?
Yeah.
Somebody said, oh, snap, she calling out Tekken.
Tekken pulling out MK. Why do you block out those characters? Because I know what you're doing. And it's not acceptable and it's not right. And it takes away from the enjoyment of the game, because you know.
No, Mortal Kombat 11. They had a massive roster, so I was like, look at Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man.
They did that right. They did that exactly right. Spider-Man, the game was a full game. The DLC was like extra. I feel like I'm in the mood for some dessert, then I'll get extra. But I'm full because this game was an actual game. It was a full game, and then they gave you a bit extra if you want some. So you don't actually have to play that game to enjoy it. But someone's like, I can't even complete this game if I don't get the DLC. So you didn't give me a full game. Yeah. You gave me half a game.
These are facts.
But I paid full price.
So that's just like Evolve. Evolve, there was like 3 monsters and then 2 teams of monster hunters, and it's like, so by the time the DLC finished coming out, they're like 8 teams. I'm like, so this is what the actual game looks like. Yeah, I would buy this game, but then by the time the people got sick of it, and
they got angry and they left the game Evolve,
and it broke my heart because that game could have went so far.
But they get greedy. They get greedy.
So let me do this. Baby boys, baby girls, what's good? It's your boy SKIP.88 back again with part 2 of this awesome video. We have our special guest, God, I messed up the name. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Take your time. Noob struggles. We get it. Don't worry.
But we are here again. We're gonna let our guests introduce themselves to let you know who they are, because the last live feed kind of cut them off, which was rude. I didn't do it. It was IG fault. So we're going to let them introduce themselves again, and we're going to continue this interview.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Annabelle, or creatively Anzi, and I'm the founder of Melaningamers. Melaningamers is a gaming community that promotes inclusion and diversity in the video games industry, with a special focus on content creators. While also providing a safe space for people of color to come together in games. We are Melaningamers.
Cool. My name is Alan. I'm the researcher of Melaningamers. It's my job to fact check and research all topics that we bring up when it comes to our panel talks and our podcasts. And I am Melanin.
You need to, that's the shirt right there. You need to put that on the shirt. I am Melaningamers. That's all.
I'm sorry, is that not good? We've discussed this. I said no.
Get it out there. Yeah, you gotta get it out there. Get it out, because I will gladly wear your shirt. I will.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So, man, that last live feed had to cut y'all off, kind of threw me off. I was like, that was rude as hell. But Awesome Gamers. They are, black content creators. They're on Twitch. They do everything diverse in the gaming world. That's like how I do everything diverse in the cosplay world for Blerdover, a platform to feature everything people of color that does awesome things inside this community. So I know, but especially y'all being OG gamers. So how did y'all used to feel when you play a game and you do this special move and people like, what did you do? But you didn't tell them, cheat codes. So how did y'all feel about cheat codes?
Cheat codes in GTA is necessary, and I love them. I still know the cheat code too.
Dishonor. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. Dishonor on your...
love the cheat codes in GTA San Andreas. Left square, 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 square. Triangle, down, down, down. Up. To get
R1, yeah.
Full armor, you get that full armor, and you get the weapons. I love that AK in GTA San Andreas. Oh my god, I knew that code off by. I completed the game first though. I didn't use the cheats whilst I was playing the campaign. So when I finished the game, I just want to enjoy the world.
When she says enjoy the world, she means when she goes on rampages, when she goes out on a
I love a good rampage, but it can get expensive. Because they're really expensive.
Mass murder is expensive. Who knew?
So I use the cheat code, and I think that's perfectly fine. I don't care. I finished the campaign, so I did the story honorably. When I finished the story, it's anyone's playground kind of thing.
For me, I'm the exact opposite. I'm very my sister like to call honorable, where it's like I like the struggle. That's why I play the game. That's why I bought the game. I bought the game for the struggle. I didn't buy it because I'm really good at the game. I bought it because it's a new experience for me. I want to struggle. I want to get it done. So cheats during the game is like the highest form of dishonor.
Yeah, I won't cheat during the game because it's like I didn't complete the game myself. That's what it feels like. But afterwards, when I finish the campaign, this is GTA San Andreas. I'll use cheat codes on, but that was ages ago.
And translating that to the online world, just scum of the earth.
No, people use aimbots. Oh, what? I hate game like the bullets curve. It's like Wanted. Then they'll shoot the bullet this way, but somehow they'll find this way. I do no cheating in actual game, online gaming, aimbots, all of that sort of stuff. But I'm completely not against that. No way. That's just
dishonor on you and your family.
Dishonor on your cow. Dishonor on your fly.
Dishonor.
Oh man, so being in the gaming world, you know how back then, Nintendo 64, Sega, PlayStation, you usually just play and you could save your game, you could download it, all that. So what about this new generation? How it's you try to play the game, but you can't play it because it's doing an update, and the update takes like a whole year.
Call of Duty, we're looking at you. Call of Duty, we are looking at you. 100 gigabytes, and every day there's an update. I cannot.
2 terabyte. I actually have to go out of my way to buy an extended hard drive just for Call of Duty.
100 gigabytes. Why is it 100 gigabytes, please? What's on that game that is 100 gigabytes?
Exactly.
Every day there's an update. Every time I play, there's an update. It's outrageous. It's a little bit outrageous, and it's like you have to delete. I have 5 games on. I like to keep quite a few games on my PlayStation, but it's like Call of Duty is like 10 games.
It's a Red Dead Redemption. It's a Red Dead Redemption for an online game.
It's insane. I think
when I got the new Red Dead Redemption, I got to finish that game too. I haven't touched the scrape, but that game you needed. I forgot how much space, but it was so much space. I had to delete everything, and just to get that game on my PlayStation 4, I had to delete my Netflix, Hulu, all that's like, dude, what is so spectacular about this game? You got to take up the whole drive on my PlayStation 4. It don't make any sense. Oh, y'all back? Oh, it froze again?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. IG, boy. I swear, I tell y'all the truth. Well, sorry, y'all. This is some technical difficulties. We got to talk to IG and tell them they need to upgrade their system. This is just terrible.
Is that Akon low on them?
Me?
Maybe, I don't know.
Is that Akon? Why would you say... No, man. Anyway, so cosplaying. So have any of y'all cosplayed yet, or y'all think about cosplaying?
Oh, we have Static Shock, one of my favorite superheroes. So.
Static Shock. I cosplayed.
Okay, so Static Shock was your first cosplay, and what was yours?
My first cosplay was Batgirl.
Back there. Oh, well, look at that. We had the first look at that. Won't he do it? So
Yeah.
the next question I want to ask: what tips and advice do you have for new beginners into cosplay? If you have any tips and advice.
Don't think that it's like you have to be perfect. Because when I was my first cosplay, now I'm like a bit better, especially like my Storm cosplay, which is my last one. And I realized how much I've actually grown. I thought when I was doing my first cosplay that I had to be so perfect because I was seeing, because we were going to Comic Con in London, and some of the cosplays are like, they look like the characters. They've invested so much time and energy. It's like
actual Iron Man armor.
Literally, the guy who there's this guy who comes to the London Comic Con. He spent like 100 grand, I think, on his Iron Man. He has like everything works basically. It's a real sort of suit armor. You don't have to be that guy. You don't have to be that 100K guy. Yeah. I mean, if you have 100K lying around for cosplay, be that guy. But most of us do not have 100K lying around for that. So, as long as you kind of look like them and you feel like them and you embody them, like I kept going around and people wanted pictures. I'd start posing because I was like, I'm Batgirl for the day. That's Annabelle is no longer my name. Just call me Batgirl. Yeah. So that kind of thing. Just embody the character. It's more about attitude than what you actually look like. Obviously, what you look like is important, but it's also about the attitude. So don't have to feel the need to perfect it so much. Like, oh, I don't have that. I don't have this bit. Just you look like Batgirl. It's your first time.
Also, Sunday market. That's where I got my
like you can, and YouTube will help you with getting your outfit together. And like thrift, I guess you guys call them thrift shops. We call them like
Sunday markets.
We go Sunday markets and actual markets, charity shops. Stuff like that. Recycle
Pick up the materials and then I sew it myself or I mix it.
And attitude. Every time, like I cosplayed Okoye from Black Panther, and literally every time I was ready with Wakanda forever. So attitude is everything. Yeah. Attitude is absolutely everything.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I think somebody really need to hear that. So appreciate that. So, what do y'all think of the word blerd?
I love it. I love the word blerd. I really like it. I love that it's just I call myself a blerd all the time. When I literally introduce who I am, I'm usually like, I'm a blerd. I like that and there's like a space for blerds as well. But
I like the fact that it's an identity that as soon as I say it, you understand what it means.
Yeah.
So when I say, oh, I'm a blerd, as in Dragon Ball Z is what I watch. Ramen is what I eat.
But sleep is what I don't do.
But on a serious note, what I like about it is that that subculture embodies a lot of our own culture as well as our love for anime. Which I think in the beginning it was very hard to reconcile the two identities because it's like, how can I be like this? Like society portrays me as this strong black man, and I have to be like.
You can't be into anime. You can't be into all of these things. But we can as blerds. And the word blerd, you see all of that. You see cosplay. You see anime.
Right.
You see so that's
it's a great marriage between the two.
And for black people, so I feel like we own that word, and I love it.
But that's like it's like kind of a debate. Like somehow that word is kind of dark. It's kind of negative because it's a negative word because it's kind of like somebody said it. It's like giving us it's kind of like putting us in a box. It's like we don't want to be in a box. We want to be free. But it's like you can be free. It's just saying like we can identify with each other like. We are blerd. So like you said, like once I say the word blerd, you know what I'm into. So it's kind of it's not putting us in the box. It's kind of identifying us who we are in the nerd community.
I understand the topic of the argument about how it's by saying that I'm a blerd, I put myself into a box. But then again, that's the same with every identity.
Yeah, it's kind of the same there. And we define who we are as well. Exactly. And we own the word blerd, and it can be used in different ways. It's mainly that you're kind of nerdy and you're a black person and you're into these kind of things. And I feel like
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I've never heard it used in a negative way. Maybe that's also why I've only ever seen it as something amazing and positive. So.
Okay, awesome. I just want to get because when I ask that question, people have very different feelings about it. So it's just something that's just to see how everybody feels about it, just to get their opinion on the word Blerd. But like you said, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think it's very uplifting, and it helps identify who we are as people inside this community. So
it is self-explanatory.
The great thing about Melon Game is that we're also not adverse to opinions that are opposed to our own. We want to open up a dialogue where we can sit down and we can talk about why do you feel like Blerd is negative. Let's sit down and have this discussion.
Yeah.
Why do you think that black representation matters in the gaming industry? Let's sit down and have that discussion. We're not shut up, it's our way or the highway. We want to sit down and discuss,
want to have these conversations and
refine our ideas so it can suit everyone while satisfying the need for us to have our space.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So the next question: What was your first Comic-Con or convention?
Ooh, was that 4 years ago? No, it was definitely Comic-Con. Oh, as that we cosplayed that, or that we just went to?
That you just went to.
Oh, okay, so that was further. Oh, that was. It was a while ago.
That's like, oh God, that was a good little minute.
It was a while ago. It was several years ago. Comic-Con, I'm sure, was my first convention in London.
The one at what's that called?
London Docklands.
That's the
right.
One.
Yeah, or XL Centre, but that's somewhere in London. I'm pretty sure that was the first one. It was a while ago. Okay. I didn't cosplay. I was just out there, like looking around, like it's Christmas. So, yeah, it was nice.
So, what is the biggest convention there in the UK?
Well, actually, technically, I think Insomnia is supposed to be Europe's biggest. Europe's biggest one in Birmingham. Yeah, Insomnia is their tagline is Europe's biggest convention. So I guess they must be the biggest one. But it feels
Comic-Con feels a lot bigger.
Comic-Con feels bigger, but I guess we didn't explore.
There's more in it. I think that's why. So, but Insomnia is more of just gaming, period. Yeah. And then that's just games. Whereas Comic-Con
cosplay, it's gaming. It's there's more anime, sort of things.
More
but
things.
Insomnia is gaming, a lot more gaming targeted. There is anime and those sort of things, but it's very much gaming's biggest one. Yeah. So maybe that's why they say they're Europe's biggest as well. So it's quite a big one.
Yeah, it's quite massive.
Okay. And so how is the reputation over there in the UK of Blerds, at these conventions? Or how's the reputation over there for Blerds over there in the UK?
It's not as
widely known. Yeah, I would say. It's not as widely known. It's not like something you would hear in a passing conversation. Yeah. Between
there are pockets, but it's not like, oh, I'm a Blerd. I feel like that's more Americans.
That's
you guys felt like you popularized it, and we sort of taken it over as well, because we are facing the same sort of things where we'll go to a convention and you can't cosplay as that because you're black and that's a white character. Yeah. So we've sort of said, but we see that our American cousins are, I'm a Blerd. You guys have BlerdCon and stuff like that, and those are things we're looking at, like with our faces pressed against the window, like I want to be in there, and be part of that. So that's why we're also doing this. It's important that we do melaningamers in the UK because we also don't have that. We don't have a big, where it's just like, oh, you're black, I'm black too. Do we want to be friends with you? Like, when we went to Birmingham, we did a panel there in Insomnia, and he was just like, his dad, he came up to us. He had 2 little kids, and they were like, they'd never seen black people on a panel before in real life, in gaming, and I was just like, oh my goodness, we've got a long way to go. Because Birmingham isn't they're a city like London, but he came from like a smaller sort of town where there's like 5 black people. So her never seeing his children never seeing a black person on a panel about gaming, it's definitely believable if you're from somewhere like that. And it was just it's also a bit heartbreaking. And it's like, this is why we're doing what we're doing, because they need to actually see that yes, there are black people in gaming. It can be. There are black people. I was just like, my mind was blown because I'm from London where I see that all the time. Thankfully, I get to see, like, because London is it's a metropolitan of so many different races. So you see that you don't even think about it. Oh, this person's on a panel, that person. But when you leave London, it's like, oh, the color starts to drain out a bit.
Quite literally.
Oh, it's like, And
Yeah.
never ever had she seen that. And she literally, his daughter stopped and was just looking. And he was just like, we had to sit down because my daughter needed to see you guys on this panel, and we had to shake your hand afterwards. And I was just like,
wow.
oh my god, oh my goodness, like my heart was
Yeah,
breaking.
that was a tear up moment. Wow.
Literally, I was like, how is this? How this was last year that this happened. We're talking about 2019. You've never seen a black person on the panel about gaming. That is not good. That's not good at all.
At
That's
all.
awful.
So that kind of made me wonder, like, do they know that there are other, like myself and other black content creators? Do they know that we do is like we exist? So
exactly.
So I'm pretty sure that if they see that, they'd be like, "Oh wow," they mind would be blown right now.
Seeing is believing.
Seeing is definitely believing, which is why they need to see these things. They need to see that this is happening. This is real. It's not like
I agree. This I like when I say to all my interview, like on the interviews, like this is what we need more of. Like they need to see like there are black people out here that actually love the stuff that y'all love, and they actually doing interviews, and they are organizations that support this. So, and it brings us to my next question. So what would be, from your opinion, let me hear what y'all say about this. What can we do as black content creators to get seen more, and to get heard from more, and also to be featured at these conventions? What can we do?
That is the question.
Asking more about doing these things. Like, for example, when we went to EGX, Insomnia, I literally wrote them an email. I can write a good email. I was like, why aren't you guys having, you gotta be getting diversity and representation in there. And they were like, yeah, come down for a panel. It wasn't that simple, but that's basically how it happened. Unfortunately for black people, it was like wherever we go, we are the representatives of our entire race. How we act is how all black people must act, It's not how I personally act. So, and sometimes we do put that we if we want to. I'm not saying all black people have to do this, because that's something that frustrates me when people like, they're a human being and they can act like a human being as an individual. They don't have to represent every black person in the entire world, which is insane and unrealistic.
The hero complex, that's that. It's like they have to do the impossible just to like set a trend, so then the people behind them are able to have a space. And then people behind them will be treated as individuals rather than a representative.
Exactly. But if you put yourself in that, like, I don't
mind
doing
advocates. We've purposely put that title upon ourselves. Come ask me those difficult questions. Come ask me those hard questions. Yeah. That's okay. I've put myself in this role. Yeah. Whereas the average black person,
or when I'm walking down the street and I'm not doing my gamer stuff, but I'm judged on like I'll do example again. When my sister and I went to Malaysia, it was just like they'd never seen a black person in real life before, and it was like whenever we did something, is that how black people like to drink water? Or is that how black people like to eat their food? Is that how black people like? Is that how all black people like? No, this is how I personally, Annabelle, like to drink my water with a straw. Don't think that. It was insane. Every time we did something, it was like, oh, all black people. All black. We're talking about millions of people here. Are you good?
Are you good,
But I say that if black people want to be at these spaces, we have to be proactive. We have to do these things, because unfortunately, no one's trying to make a space for us at the table. We have to go in with our own chair. We have to push that chair in right there tight and sit down at the table and say, look,
what's up? What's that?
We have to, and it's exhausting because we always have to be bringing, let me go and do this. Like, it's just every day we have to be.
It's the duality. That's what my sister talking about, the duality of like, we understand it because we're advocates. So, but the average person isn't an advocate. So
it's hard. It's not easy. But if, like, for example, you're doing this, you're championing cosplayers, you're putting yourself out to be like, look, we exist. We're there. And then after a while, people are like, oh, you guys are here. The black people like black people. After a while, when you're screaming from the rooftops, someone might hear you, and that's what's exhausting. We have to be screaming from the rooftops that, look, we are into this, we're into that, we want to see at the table, we want to do this, we want to do that. And yes, we can, because some people are just like, just create your own game then. There was this thread on Twitter I was looking at, like, oh, why do we always have to put black characters in that? Just create your own game and do your own characters. And it's like, we will create our own games and do our own characters as well, but you will also include us in your games. So you want me to purchase your game and you don't want to represent me, well, you know what? I'm not purchasing. You don't realize that you have the power.
Yeah.
They want us to buy your game. So we want
Mhm.
you to be in your game then. Represent me correctly in your game. Then I will purchase your game. If you don't do that, I won't that is where your power lies.
Our money is where our mouths are.
Exactly. You're not doing it, you know what? I'm going somewhere else, kind of thing. That's what, and you also have to put your money into businesses which you want to represent you. You know, where they did that Black Pound Day, like support Black business days. You want these types of things. You want to see more of this sort of content. Start supporting those content. Stop supporting the content that makes you feel uncomfortable. You know, and complain about those things as well. Because email, report, do those things, but obviously protect yourself as well. Because not every day can you be.
It's not every day strong.
Not every day, like you have to be picketing. Like, oh, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, make sure you
learn how to rest.
Learn how to rest, not quit. Sometimes a few days off, you need your time for your self care. Other times you're out there, we're chanting in the streets. Like when we went to the Black Lives Matter, we were chanting, we were screaming at the top of our lungs. We were just like, we want peace. We were like doing it. And other times it's like, I'm writing this letter to my local MP. So fights happen in different ways, basically. So that's that you have to learn as well.
That is true. These are facts. And that was a great answer. Great answer. So I want to hold y'all up. I'm gonna go ahead and end this interview right now because I know what time is it over there?
What time is it?
So
because I'm on. This is my phone we're using, so
it's 8:30.
It's 8:30.
Okay, because I want to keep y'all up, but I really do appreciate y'all coming on for the happiness.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before I end the interview, but everybody know how I like to end my interviews, would y'all like to play a game?
Okay. That sounds
something I saw.
that does exactly sound like the words they're using. So would you like to play a little game? Okay, go on.
Okay, so we got options. You got give me 5, which I give you a topic, and in that topic, you have to give me 5 answers in that topic. But you have 10 seconds, and you cannot say you cannot say or do any pause in between. That's give me 5.
Okay.
The second game is questions, where you answer 3 questions, 3 simple questions, and you get 10 seconds on that. So that's it. That's simple. The third game, you have riddle me this, when I ask you 3 riddles and you try to answer it to the best of your ability. The fourth game is look around, where I give you a chance to look around in your room, in the apartment, and then I will ask you to find me certain items in that particular place. Game number 5, name that, where I will play on my laptop a couple of well-known tunes in the Blerd and Nerd community, and you have to guess that tone. And the last one is, what was the last one? Cities, where I find cities in popular cartoons, animes, or video games, and you have to name that city. So, which one would you like to play?
I think 3 questions and we have 10 seconds to answer that. Or what do you think? Yeah.
I think I'm pretty smart.
I don't know what these questions are though, and what topic it's going to be.
I am amazing. So
what y'all want to go with?
We're given a topic and you ask us questions on it. I think that was the second one that you asked.
Yeah.
Oh, so
questions.
So questions. All right, then. Let's go with questions. Let me get my good old questions.
What's the topic?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. It's just normal questions. That's all. Just normal questions. You know, nothing too hard.
They are. Sounds easier.
All right. So, who ready for question number 1?
We're ready.
Let's get it.
All right. Question number 1: if YES spells yes, what does EYES spells?
Eyes.
Oh, there you go. That's it. So you kind of understand what these questions finna be about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question number 2: what is heavier, a pound of cotton or a pound of bricks?
They're both. Wait, say that. What's heavier, a pound of cotton or a pound of bricks? They're both the same. They're both a pound, right?
Yeah.
It's a trick question, right?
That's you answer it right. There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you good at this? I should say.
All right. Here we go.
That's
Last
Reddit
question.
knowledge.
You have 13 puppies. All but 8 died. How many do you have left?
1.
Mm-mm.
13, all but 8 died. You have 8 puppies.
There you go. The answer is
You have
8.
8 puppies. All but 8 died. All but 8 died. All of them but 8 died.
You say it like you're. I'm so confused.
8.
I'm so
You
confused.
said all of them but 8, so 8 survived. Yeah, you said you have 13 puppies, all but 8, so 8 survived. 8 puppies survived. It's 8 out of it, yeah.
He still think he's like, wait, say that?
Yeah, 13 puppies.
It's because of the way he's phrased it. All but 8 die. All of them but 8 die. 8 survive.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm done.
Oh man, that was awesome. Yeah, good job. Y'all the first one to answer. Y'all was the first one to answer all of them. Like really.
We are actually quite competitive in terms to quizzes, so there's that. Yeah. We do quizzes.
Oh man, so this has been an awesome interview. At this time, I'm gonna let y'all pub yourselves, let people know where they can find you at, what events y'all got coming up, and take it away.
First of all, we want to thank you so much, Blerdover, so very much for this. And that was that was amazing, and we definitely support what you're doing. So please make sure you guys check out Blerdover, first of all. Yeah. We are Melanin Gamers. NG is on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch. So follow us at Melanin Gamers or themelaningamers.com, where you can find out all
That's
of our
where you
stuff.
can find our podcasts and also some articles that we've written about.
Yeah.
And
so we're Melanin Gamers.
Oh, what's our next event coming up? Our next event would be check us out on our podcast. That's where we normally
we're doing a podcast, and we're doing top 10 anime characters, people of color anime characters. That's going to drop very soon. So.
Oh, also let people know where they can find y'all podcast, what time and where they can find y'all at.
It'll be on our Instagram usually. We do put it on our Instagram, so you can. It's on Spotify, all the different Anchor, all the different sort of podcasting. But we do repost on our Instagram, so you can find it there. So thank you very much.
Okay, awesome. And everybody, this is Skip.88 back again, and thank y'all for the love and support I have been getting due to the loss of my sister. May she rest in peace. I love you. I will never forget all the great memories we had together. Thank y'all for coming on and being interviewed by me. This was awesome, and we're going to definitely have to do this again. And don't think too much on that question, though, because
I still don't get it. Like, I'm not even sure.
Thank you.
But this was Blerdover, and remember, what's the word? The word is UNITY. What does that spell? Unity, and this is how we gonna make it through life together. So thank y'all. Y'all be safe. Have a good night's sleep, and thank y'all for coming on for the interview.
By all means, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you to the viewers for your comments, your questions, and for watching us. Even though y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all were here with us. We appreciate that. Thank y'all. We love y'all. And we will see y'all again for the next interview. Y'all take it easy. All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.